So you've come to this video because you have a question. That question is, I'm burnt out, or I'm out of ideas, or I just don't know what to do. Every time I open up Blender or whatever creative program, my mind draws blank. I keep fiddling around with like tiny things or the same things and I never get anywhere. I don't know what to make next. That's the question. And really, what you're asking is, how do I solve this? What do I make next? How do I find inspiration? All this. And you want an answer, which is fine. I'm going to give you that answer.
This video is brought to you by Squarespace. More about them at the end of the video.
So, first of all, what you expect that answer might be is maybe just try harder. Maybe it's go to the Blender subreddit or go to all these websites. Look around you, look for inspiration. Just try to kind of channel things in your life to turn it into creativity, all that. I don't agree with any of that because what I find for myself, and I'm actually experiencing this whole feeling right now, the more you do stuff like that, the more you're trying to, find inspiration, work your why am I not inspired? Why am I not this way? Why am I not that way? The more frustrated you're going to be. And the less you're actually going to want to do it. Because if you think about the times when you wanted to use Blender or whatever creative program the most, it came naturally, right? You weren't like forcing it. You were like spending hours and hours and hours not realizing how much time has passed, and it felt like it flowed and it was natural. And it was like more, it was like a hobby. It was something you wanted to do, right? So what am I saying? What is my advice if I'm saying don't do any of that? The answer is step back, wait. That's it. And then you're asking, okay, I'm gonna step back and wait. The solution to how am I gonna keep doing stuff and working on projects is not working on projects. That seems like complacency. Seems like counterproductiveness. And it is. And it's fine. It's fine that it's complacency and counterproductiveness, because what you're going to find is the longer you wait, inspiration will naturally come. And at first, at least for me, when I take breaks, what happens is that my mind is still thinking about it all the time. And that's the nature of any kind of creative burnout, whatever it is you're making. You're going to take breaks and feel guilty for taking breaks and feeling like you should be doing this, you should be doing that. You're going to take a break, and then when the time comes, and it could be hours after, it could literally be fucking a month after, like who knows, your creativity is going to return, because there's nothing worse than trying to force something that doesn't fit, you know? So it's not the advice you want to hear, but it's the advice that works. People naturally gravitate towards the things they gravitate towards. And pushing too hard is, and I'm the fucking master, and it's not something you want to be a master, and I'm the fucking main disciple when it comes to pushing too hard, right? You gotta take a break. And, for some people, it's like their livelihood. It's how they make money. Like, for me, I make tutorials, so it's a bit different. It's not like I'm trying to make projects. I'm trying to make tutorials about projects. So it's almost the same thing. I need to create a certain amount of ideas. It's rough. It is. Almost what I would recommend is when you're inspired, just mass create until you run out of that inspiration. And then, have a bit of a backlog and whatever. And then people will say, oh, if you're only banking on inspiration, that's not a reliable source, right? You need discipline. That's true. That doesn't apply to creative stuff. You don't want to be putting in effort into something that you don't want to be doing at the time. So the answer is the one you don't want to hear, but it is the answer. You are going to step away, or you're not going to listen to this advice, and you're going to force it. And that's what it is. It's not doing it anyways, it's forcing it. And you're going to be miserable. So that's my advice. I'm in this moment right now where I have a bit of a tutorial burnout. Not too big, but I just gotta wait for the natural inspiration to come. So hopefully this advice is useful. either for this or for some other aspect of your life. I guess it really applies to anything. You force something too hard, you're going to go against this natural flow of what you actually want. And sometimes you're like, okay, if I'm not working on Blender, I'm not working, what do I want? It's a tough question, but I think the answer will naturally come after a brief amount of time of just kind of like, don't know what to do. So hopefully you learned something from this.
Good morning. It legitimately is like 6:30 in the morning, and the first thing I like to do when I wake up is tell you about the sponsor of this video, Squarespace. If you're in the business of making a website and you don't want to spend an eternity making it, you just want to have a website that looks beautiful, up and running, all this, Squarespace is the thing for you. With award-winning templates where you can literally just drag and drop, rearrange, and all this. Even my website, www.cgmatter.com, is made with Squarespace. You can make a beautiful website so fast, and it's not worth the hassle to do it any other way, in my opinion. With features like analytics, so you can see who's going to your website, what country are people coming from, how many people, demographic type information, automatic image cropping so that you don't have to like mess around with the nitty gritty HTML code. You just drop images and everything sizes and, orients correctly, and social feed integration so that you can weave in like your Twitter feed or whatever automatically. These are just some of the features that make Squarespace a great service, but if you're considering trying out Squarespace, listen to this. After heading to squarespace.com and using your trial to make a website and being like, yes, this is a website I want to launch and make it like a permanent thing, you can use my link in the description to save 10% on your first purchase of a website or domain when you're ready to launch. So check it out.